Well, as Frank said, we traveled out to Georgia last week, and it was a good trip. We played 4 matches. Good chance for us to get a lot of experience with a lot of young kids, and um, opened with UNC Asheville. A little groggy. Anytime you travel that far, you got to get going, and we chose to be groggy for the first couple games, and then we picked it up in the third, which I think helped for the evening match. On Friday evening, we played Maryland Eastern Shore, which is a NCAA tournament team from last year. They were undefeated this year, and it was a very good team. They had the National Player of the Week in the country last week, and dropped the first game and then really came on and played 3 great sets, and gave me a lot of hope for moving forward. We played some really good volleyball against some things we hadn't seen. They had 3 players with great jump serves, and we handled it well, and was really happy about it. Elsa Krieg, Lexi Ross, and Chantel Riddle all had big matches for us to help us get over the hump with that one. Saturday we continued to play well and just kind of rolled through the rest of the tournament. As Frank said, I want to congratulate Chantel Riddle on being named Mountain West Conference Player of the Week. Her numbers across the board, there were a lot of players that had good performances this week, but she had them on offense and defense. She had blocks, she had digs, she had kills, she had high hitting percentage, and just had a great weekend for us. This weekend with the Sheraton Airport Comcast Classic, we have Santa Barbara, Portland, and Georgia Southern. All are pretty good teams this year. Santa Barbara's a perennial powerhouse in volleyball, and so it'll be a good weekend to, again, gauge where we're at moving forward. Play at 7:30 Friday, 1 and 7:30 Saturday. As Kit said earlier, I want to say congrats to all our Lobo teams. It was a really great weekend for Lobo sports. Fun to be following things on the internet and stuff when we were out there and seeing teams do so well. And we were actually playing a match while the football team was playing, and it was really fun to keep hearing the score go better and better. It's been a while since we got to do that, and it was really awesome, so congrats to them. Any questions?
Coach, are you surprised with such a young team getting off to such a hot start?
Well, I thought this is where we'd be at this point, but I also thought we'd have Ashley Kelsey, and we don't. So we've handled the dealing with that injury and that loss of her for the season pretty well, because she was one of our best players, and I think the kids have moved on. We've got the right players in the right spots to be successful, ball handling, defense, and offense, and Chantel Riddle stepped up big time. Her numbers are already ahead of Ashley Rhodes from last year, who had a huge season last year, and so if that continues, I think we're in a good place and where I thought we'd be, but I said all along I think that we can win some big matches, and I think we will, but we might have a few setbacks just through all the youth and having 6 of our 12 players be newcomers.
Do you think
Talk about sitting on the first 100 points here and how fast that
Yeah, it does go fast. It's been really fun to be a coach here at the University of New Mexico. It's been great to be in the volleyball program. We have a huge fan base. They're awesome to all of us, and it's been really enjoyable. I can't think of any night playing at Johnson Center that hasn't been really good for us and great for me personally. I've never looked back, and I think 99. It's I've had a long career. I've had probably coached in 500 or 550 matches. So it's one more match. It'll be nice to have that, though, because it's been just great being a part of this department and this group, and this is where I plan to finish my career. So hopefully there'll be a lot more.
with the 4 tournaments in 4 weeks? I mean, your girls are getting a lot of experience just right out of the chute. What are some of the pros and cons of playing so many games with the young roster kind of in a condensed format like that?
Well, the cons are they get a little tired in some of the matches, but that's really it. The pros are we're getting every kid on our roster has played in at least 6 or 7 games already, which is really unusual for this point in the season. Usually you're getting your starters in there and working that group and maybe filtering 1 or 2 in, but we actually have a group where all 12 of the kids can play, and we move them in and out. Last weekend, the minimum anyone played was 4 games, and so or 4 sets. So I think in the long run that's really going to help us. And for right now, I see it as a huge pro.
What about Chantel? I mean, she's off to a really good start. How do you feel about the way that she's progressed from the start of the season to this point?
Well, Chantel's been an interesting student athlete for us. She gets mad at me because I've called her a project, and she doesn't like that word, but she is an amazing athlete. She's an amazing athlete, and she gets better every week, every practice. And so for the last 2 years, we've just, with her redshirt year and then her freshman year, we've seen it just go up, and now it's at the point where she's taking over and is the best player on the court in most of our matches. And it's exciting to see that, especially that she's only a sophomore, because she's really exciting to work with. She's a great kid, and her story is one of great success. And so I think all the coaches and everyone around our program takes great joy and pride in what she's doing right now.
How infectious is her attitude? Is it kind of growing amongst the whole rest of the team?
Well, I think when she takes over a match, the team follows. There's no question. Like Friday night in that match when we dropped the first game, and she came back and had 20 kills after that, and there's no question everybody kind of jumps on her back and takes off with her. But we have good balance, and she definitely provides the emotional lift. We've got other kids who provide, leadership through other ways. But, when we're going to win big matches, she's going to have to be going like that.
What are you expecting out of your matchups this weekend, specifically against UC Santa Barbara?
Well, Santa Barbara's they just play good volleyball. I mean, I think it's a match we can win. It's a match if we don't play well, we won't win. But they just always play good volleyball. They have a great coach, Kathy Gregory. She's in the Volleyball Hall of Fame. She has those kids tough. I mean, whether you're better athletically or anything, they're always going to be tough, and they're always going to come after you. And so we're going to be playing with the dogs this weekend, so to speak. Anything else? Thank you. Have a good week.